Hello everyone, I hope all of you are having a great day. Let me start my presentation by sharing a bit more about myself. I'm Ayn, and I'm a Sec 3 student from Pei Hwa Secondary School. I was first introduced to building and block programming at the age of 5, and some of the coding languages that I know are C, C++, Python, Scratch, EV3, and NXT. I owe all this to my dad for teaching me the basics of Python programming, my mother for always encouraging me and helping me to sign up for various coding workshops, and the teachers who taught me all I need to know for the fundamentals of coding. I will also be trying my hand out at writing JavaScript during the upcoming holidays. Ever since I was young, I was always in awe about how things worked. Thus, to hone and pursue my passion for coding, I joined my school's robotics club that also allowed me to take part in a number of competitions, like the eZone Rex Robotics Challenge and the IDE Sprint Challenge. After acceptance into secondary school, my CCA signed me up immediately to participate in the 2020 and 2021 RoboCup onstage competitions, which was unfortunately cancelled due to the ongoing global pandemic. Nevertheless, upon being presented with the opportunity to take part in this year's RoboCup CoSpace Rescue FirstSteps U19 competition, I was very excited to give it my all. When I received the first newsletter from the organization, I immediately installed the simulator. I love the interface because 1. There is no hassle for a real playmat to be loaned to try out my code, and 2. It helped me to easily understand its basic functions as a first-time user. There are various features on the virtual robot, and when I first mounted my way in, it was stressful. However, as I slowly persevered, I slowly got the hang of it, and it didn't seem so hard anymore. Here's a brief summary of the Prelim challenge. The goal of the competition is to earn as many points as possible under 5 minutes. There are objects scattered around the arena in colors of red, cyan, and black. These are worth 10, 15, and 20 points respectively. Objects in the blue area are worth double points. These zones are called special zones. When collecting objects, the robot has to stop and blink its LED for 3 seconds before continuing. The robot will only be able to collect a maximum number of gems, which is 6 at one time, and can only collect more after it has deposited. During deposition, both of the robot's color sensors must detect the orange zone, stop and wait for 3 seconds for all of the objects to be deposited before continuing on its journey. Points deposited are doubled, and upon depositing a set of red, cyan, and black gems, an additional 90 points are added, while depositing 2 sets of such gems will reward participants with an additional 180 points. Robots must also avoid blue traps surrounded by yellow warning markings. When the color sensor of the loaded robot detects the blue trap, all its gems and points collected will immediately be lost. With a common goal in mind to collect as many points as possible, I researched on quite a number of AI strategies, such as wall avoidance, color identification, efficient deposition, the 4 to 1 minute strategy, and debugging. Working through my codes carefully and implementing these strategies allowed me to collect a maximum number of points within the given time. One strategy that I would like to identify and share more about will be the wall avoidance. As I was running my code, I realized that my robot always had an issue when avoiding walls, especially near the depositing zone, where the robot's ultrasonic sensors keeps detecting the walls and was unable to move in a different direction unless it had been relocated by the simulator. Hence, after research, I used a more efficient wall avoidance algorithm. I gained many insights from other participants and was impressed by Tan Min Min's smooth wall avoidance. She mentioned to code the robot in such a way that it turned at a certain rate away from the wall. This was inversely proportional to how close the robot is to the wall. For example, the robot turns immediately if the ultrasonic reading is 0 and moves forward if the ultrasonic reading is 255. If the left ultrasonic sensor is in close proximity to the wall, it will turn right to allow the robot to move into a larger area where it is easy to collect gems and move into the depositing zone. Here is a short clip of the prelim round. By mapping out algorithms that I used, I translated them into short pseudocodes that allowed easy debugging later on. Coming onto the topic of debugging, there were instances where my robot did not perform as I intended it to. For example, the robot will turn at a greater angle than programmed when avoiding the walls. To mitigate this issue, I reduced the speed at which both of the wheels of the robot turned during wall avoidance. Whilst programming with CoSpace Rescue Simulator, I realized that it was pretty akin to some real-life inventions. Some of the ideas that came up used drones. Originally developed for the military and aerospace industries, drones have found their way into the mainstream because of the enhanced levels of safety and efficiency they bring. These robotic unmanned aerial vehicles, or UAVs, operate without a pilot on board and with different levels of autonomy. Now to my ideas. These include rescue missions, research, and warehouse. For my first idea, we could use drones to deposit medicine, food supplies, and clean drinking water at a common collection point to be distributed to disaster-affected victims as well as war-affected soldiers. I got this inspiration from the one scene in Hunger Games where Haymitch gives Katniss a box of medicine and food to treat Peeta's wounds. I realized that the goal of collecting and depositing gems is similar to collection and distribution of supplies to affected areas. In this era, it is important to maintain good relationships with other countries, and one way is through the provision of humanitarian help. My second idea is to use drones for environmental sampling. I found this similar to the simulator also, as the robot picks up objects, and in this scenario for research and clearing the area. For this category, I have come up with 3 different ways we could do this. The first is to help geologists and geographers. We could use drones to pick up rocks and salt samples in areas with dangerously eruptive volcanoes that could risk people's lives due to sulfur dioxide poisoning. This could allow the study of these areas and allow scientists to come up with deductions such as fertility of the soil as well as the type of life that could grow there. The second is to help nuclear research scientists. There are a lot of countries that depend on nuclear power plants for energy, and they have their shares of nuclear power leaks. The effects of excess radiation on an organism is frankly very mortifying. I thought of using drones to measure the level of radiation and toxicity in an area using samples of air, rocks, soil, and signs of life. This could prevent people from risking their lives by exposing themselves to extreme levels of radiation. The third is to help environmental activists with environmental pollution mitigation, mainly for the protection of our oceans and our health. We could use drones to spray enzymes, fungi, and bacteria that could stop the alga blooming and oil spills in an area from becoming an environmental hazard, killing thousands of aquatic creatures that could possibly take years to grow back again. Besides the disastrous Alaska oil spills and Lake Erie's alga blooming, I got this inspiration from a toxicology book, where they explained the type of bacteria and fungi that could hinder such biohazardous problems. My final idea no longer involves drones, but transportation, especially in warehouses. Yes, it's the one and only Amazon warehouse. The robots Amazon uses in its fulfillment centers include squad mobile robots that carry towering product shelves, weighing hundreds of kilograms, saving those workers from dashing around the warehouse carrying these heavy loads. I have come to the end of my presentation, but before I end, I would like to dedicate my success and experiences thus far to my family, friends, and teachers. My family played a pivotal role in supporting me throughout my entire journey, never failing to encourage me when I was on the verge of giving up. They even motivated me to document down my highs and lows during the entire journey, so that I will be able to look back and see what can be improved for further competitions. They also told me that it's my effort that counts, not my failures. My failures do not define me as a person, rather they prove that I'm on the right track to success. My friends, who include my juniors and seniors, helped me to troubleshoot my code. We also exchanged ideas and strategies to see how we can maximize the number of points we could get. This opened various possibilities and allowed us to see things from a different angle. Finally, I would like to thank CoSpace Rescue organizers for giving me this amazing opportunity to hone my skills at a world-renowned level. With that, I hope all of you have learned a thing or two from my presentation. Thank you for your time and attention, and I wish all of you a wonderful day ahead. Stay safe, stay healthy.